Hello, my beautiful buds. Welcome back to my channel, Sprouts with Joy. My name is Joy, and if you like to talk about plants, you're in the right place. It's time for some spring cleaning and spring rearranging. I'm feeling somewhat inspired. I have somewhat of a vision, but I don't know. I'm hoping that like it actually turns out. So I don't know. Let me just go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Right here is a space that I kind of threw together. I've had this table since I was in high school, so I just kind of put it in this room as a place to put it, and eventually, obviously, plants kind of naturally congregated in front of the south-facing window. And I also decided to put a grow light down here because I had a spare Barina T5 grow light, just one, and obviously, like, I had a surplus of plants going on, so I was like, I'll just put it here for now. I don't love the way that it looks, but it's fine. But I would really like to kind of upgrade this and make it look more intentional, because at the moment, maybe it's just because I know myself, like I know I just kind of put plants here as a place to put plants, but it's not super intentional, and I don't think that it looks particularly nice. It's just kind of like, okay, there's a grow light here. It's another place where I can kind of shove plants. I would like to switch things around and upgrade things. And actually, this is really exciting. Kind of the opportunity arose with redoing this space because SOLTECH reached out to me and they offered to give me one of their grow lights to kind of try out and see if I liked it. And so I picked out the Grove grow light, which some of you might be familiar with, and I've been wanting to try it for a while. So I think that'll be like a really nice upgrade. And the other fun thing is that I actually went ahead and bought a new piece of furniture instead of this one, so that the plants on the bottom level aren't just sitting on the floor, but that they're actually on like a piece of furniture. And I feel like that also would add to more intentionality. So let's just kind of move everything out of here and see what happens.
I thought it was a pitying glance from the neighbor's maid.
Okay, let's open this. This is the grow light that I requested. Okay, this packaging is so beautiful. The back includes some of the characteristics of the grow light and kind of what makes it more special. So these are some things I'm looking forward to. You can choose between adhesive and a screw mount, which is included with the grow light, which is really nice. I'm thinking that I'm gonna go with the adhesive because the piece of furniture that I got is honestly like quite thin, so I don't even know if it would really accommodate screws. It's 16 inches long. It's touch activated, so you can turn it on using touch, and you can also dim the light using touch. And you can also rotate it whatever direction that you want. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, that's actually one thing that's so fun. Look at this packaging. I just appreciate that it's literally, it has Monstera leaves in the packaging. Is that not so beautiful? Oh my goodness. Here it is. Oh, okay. Wow. Wow. I'm already really impressed, to be honest. Everything is just so nice. That's so pretty. I do a lot of graphic design as part of my day job. So I honestly I love the fonts that they use and their design for everything. Like, I just appreciate all of that so much. Look at how beautiful these instructions are. The graphics and the layout of all of it and the colors. I love it. These are magnetic mounting brackets, so it looks like I'm supposed to mount these first I'm guessing. Oh, and it actually comes with a timer. How nice is that? Call me weird, but I prefer the manual timers. I do have one smart plug, but I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like having to re-download the app and log in and everything on my phone every time I want to change it, which like is not often, but then when I don't know. Also, this is really nice. If you were to install this using those screws, it has this screw guide where you can mark it using this piece of paper. I feel like they thought of everything. All right, well, let's get this thing installed. It's so satisfying to peel these off. Ready? So it says attach magnets. And then this is the adhesive. Okay, I think that I'm going to install it like more towards the front so that I have the option to just rotate it towards the back. And oh, this is a really pretty light. Ah! Okay. I haven't really messed with the timer yet. But, okay, so this is here now. I can also do some cable management, but I want to like play around with it. Let's see, where's the touch? How does the touch work? Oh, that's so cool. So now it's dimming. And now it's going back the other way. Oh, this is so cool. That just makes me happy. Honestly, that installation was super easy. Now, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to add back all of the plants that I had before, just because my old table was just like a lot longer. But my goal with this is to make it actually look nicer than it did before. So I'm kind of accepting that there are gonna be some plants that I'm gonna move around, and some of them I'm gonna let go of that I've been kind of hanging on to for no good reason. This is my Ripsalis paradoxa. Eventually, I think I do want to have this hanging, but for now, since it's a shorter plant, it's gonna be the first one that I add. Completely in love with how top heavy it's looking right now, but eventually, I mean, I'll add some smaller plants down here that are kind of lower profile is kind of my hope. And I don't know, I might move some things around, judge some things as far as plans go for some of my plants. I don't know for sure if I'm going to keep this Syngonium confetti tricolor. I do have like a regular Syngonium confetti, and I'm kind of going back and forth. I don't think that I want to keep both of them. So I'll probably give one away to a friend and keep the other one, but this is just kind of here for now because it gets good light. This right here is my Philodendron White Princess, and I'm aware this is obviously so backlit, but I'm doing my best, okay? I think it's still pretty cute, but it is very top heavy, and I've been considering actually chopping it up because I have a whole nother Philodendron White Princess that I also need to kind of do a makeover on. So between the two of the plants, I might chop it up and kind of select the best cuttings from each of them, or the most promising cuttings, and give the rest away is kind of my thought. But again, this is sort of just a place to put it. This Begonia Maculata Whitey is also a work in progress for me because I have a bunch of propagations that I want to combine with this one. So I don't know that this will be the permanent home either. But yeah, I'm sort of just placing a lot of project plants on the top here for lack of a better place to put them. But soon enough in the future, I think that this will look nicer, but it's a work in progress. Let's try to get ourselves into some halfway decent, better light. These plants right here, So this plant I'm gonna give away because it's a duplicate and it's doing halfway decent. I might repot it, give it some better soil because I don't know. This is a philodendron Dark Lord, by the way. It has a new leaf coming in, but I think I'll hand this off to a friend. Like, I think I'm gonna zhuzh it up first and maybe give it to a friend. And then this is a philodendron Pink Princess that actually has some good potential in terms of genetics and variegation. Like, if you look at the individual leaves, the variegation is quite good, I think. But the issue with it is that the leaves keep on getting stuck horrendously, and I would rather chop this one up and kind of start it over again. I don't know, I'm on a constant quest to create the perfect pink princess. You know, this one has grown for a while, but the leaves really have never sized up and they keep on getting caught and kind of mangled. Part of me wants to stick it in a greenhouse cabinet, but start over. This is not really it. This is another project plant, but I'll find a spot for it as well until I do decide to finally do my project. I'm gonna go ahead and clean off this table and then take it up to the attic where it's gonna have its new home. And it has this grow light attached to it still. Honestly, I might just keep it and use it for my prop boxes in my attic. I think that actually would be a really good idea. The more that I look at this, the more utterly pleased I am with this setup. I think the only thing that I would change would be to like make this just a little bit taller. If it were just a little bit taller, that would be perfect. But alas, this was kind of the best that I was able to find when I was searching for the right piece of furniture that wasn't like super expensive. And honestly, I'm not too upset about losing the extra space, largely because this room that I'm in is already so small. It's a tiny room. And so if anything, this just makes it feel like I have a bit more breathing room, whereas with the old table, it was already feeling like a little bit more cramped than I would like. And the Grove light is so beautiful. It's such an upgrade. And I think that my plants are really gonna like it. I mean, I hope that they do. I think that it's quite a bit stronger than my single like Barina T5 grow light that I had there, which I also love, but this is definitely an upgrade. I do have a little discount code to give you guys with SOLTECH Solutions, so if you're interested, this is what the discount code is. And again, this video is not strictly sponsored, but SOLTECH did give me this grow light for free. Okay, I'm actually quite happy with this. I was only kind of loosely planning on putting it here, but now the prop boxes down below get equal treatment because before they were stacked on top of each other and didn't get the same amount of light. But I went ahead and stuck this plant up here because I didn't have another place to put it. But I guess, hey, it's a bonus because this is a south-facing window and I can put a couple of plants here, but I don't want to put too many plants here because I don't want to keep a lot of plants in the attic. It's just a little bit too out of the way as far as watering goes. I don't know, maybe I'll actually style this little piece of furniture here and add some books to it or add, I don't know, storage or I don't know, but I like it. I think it looks a lot nicer than it did before. Like it's more put together and intentional. Here's another area that honestly just needs a little bit of TLC. Like the floor needs to be swept, and I do want to rearrange some of the plants here in the cabinet, maybe on top of the cabinet, to the side of the cabinet, that sort of thing. I just want to clean it too, because the cabinet also needs to be cleaned. So I'm just gonna like take everything out, clean it, and then kind of rearrange things. But also I do want to update you. This Barina grow light that I have right here, I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it's called, but I'll put what it is on the screen, and I'll also link in the cards which video it was that I like set this whole planty area up. But just as an update, this has honestly been working really, really well. These plants have been growing fantastically. Like they're consistently putting out new leaves. They seem to really like it. And I haven't really gotten any leaf burn or any sort of yellowing or anything because of the grow light, so it's a thumbs up from me. Also, in recent videos, I've been talking about needing to take my philodendron verrucosum out of my greenhouse cabinet because it's just so big, and I did end up doing that a couple of weeks ago. I added a moss pole extension because it just really needed it, and it's gonna need another one soon, but maybe I'll chop it before then because this is getting quite large. I tried to help it acclimate by having my humidifier running so that the ambient humidity wasn't so drastic of a change, and it's been doing really well. Actually, it put off this new leaf right here, and it has some new leaves down at the bottom as well. I don't know. The lighting kind of sucks, so I don't know if you can see them. But trust me, it's been growing, which has been great. But I do want to rearrange things around here to also accommodate the philodendron verrucosum. Let's go ahead and do that. I also feel like my room is kind of a complete disaster right now. It's not absolutely horrible, but my dresser right here, it's so bad. I need to go through and clean so many things in my house. But that's what we're doing. We're at least starting with this, with my plants. I'm hoping that it'll like at least put me in the mood to do spring cleaning. I need to find a better spot for this. Actually, that's a question that I have for you guys. How do you store all of your plant supplies? Because for me, I feel like I have a spot in my basement where I store a lot of my pots and things like that, but I don't have like a really good system for the things that I am actively using all of the time. Like, I feel like I need to have a cart or something that contains all of my pest treatment things and fertilizer and all that. So I don't know, let me know what system that you have, because I am not presently happy with my system, because the things that I need to use frequently wind up just kind of sitting around, and I don't want that. That's another thing that adds to my anxiety and plant burnout, actually. So let me know if you have better solutions, or at least commiserate with me. Let me know I'm not alone. And now I'm going to remove literally everything that is in this greenhouse cabinet. Oh my gosh, are you joking? There are mealybugs on this plant. I think I have mealies in my cabinet. Ugh! I guess we're also gonna be doing some pest treatment. Well, anyway, what I was going to say before I found those freaking mealybugs, which I think I'll like spray down all the plants in my cabinet as well, but for now I'll just do spot treatments where I find them. But this is my variegated Adansonii, and the leaves have actually been sizing up really nicely, and it grows super consistently. So I'm actually quite pleased with that. I mean, compared to like down here at the bottom, these leaves were significantly smaller. So they're like sizing up, which is really, really fun. I've never had Adansonii leaves like this large personally. And obviously I think it's because it's climbing and it's in the cabinet. It just looks really good. I'm very happy about it, despite the friggin' mealies. Also, as another update, this crystallinum has had 3 new leaves. Like, look at these new fresh leaves. They're so pretty. Although eventually I do want all of these leaves to face the correct direction. So another side note, I just got these books in the mail that my husband brought them up to me, and I read these on my Kindle, and I decided to get them as a hard copy. It's the Villains and Virtues trilogy. So this is the first book, and then second and third book. And these are by a self-published author, and I really liked them. Like, I had so much fun reading them. They are romantic-y, so if that's not your thing, you know, you can pass on it. But if you are like a big fan of romantic-y and things like Fourth Wing maybe, or A Court of Thorns and Roses, stuff like that, you'll probably enjoy this. Oh, how fun. There's a new leaf on this anthurium. See that? Ah, happy. Also, this anthurium dark forgetii has an inflorescence and it currently has pollen on it. So I would like to collect said pollen potentially. I don't know if all of it is ready yet, but there is pollen on there, which is very exciting. And I actually do have another anthurium that has an inflow, but it's not quite ready yet. This is my Anthurium villanaeorum. So this is the inflow right here, and it has a new leaf right here at the same time. But yeah, honestly, I don't even know. I don't see why these guys wouldn't be able to hybridize, but I haven't really looked into it. I don't know for sure if they're going to overlap. Like this one might not be ready in time. So I might harvest the pollen in this, but I think I'm gonna wait like another day because I don't think that all of it is ready. We'll see if I get little babies in the future. I so badly need to trim this plant. I also need to trim my Hoylinearis. These are both hitting the bottom of the cabinet. What a mess. Hi, so a sad thing happened. I'm filming this portion of the video an entire week later because I edited the entirety of the video before this point, obviously, and then I realized that the last 10 minutes of footage were just gone. So I don't know if I accidentally deleted the footage or if I just never filmed it to begin with. Like, you know, I just didn't hit record. But either way, it kind of sucks, but it's okay. We're gonna make do. Basically what you missed is that I cleaned the cabinet and then I just rearranged some things, chatted about a couple of plants. So I'll just kind of show you what I ended up doing. I know it's not as fun as doing it in the moment, but again, we're making do. The first thing, okay, this Summer Glory actually really needs to be watered, so it's fine. I'll do that after filming this. But this Philodendron Summer Glory, it used to live like right here, kind of where this Jose Buono is currently. And I'm moving it to the attic in that new space that we kind of made earlier together in this video, which I think I said I didn't want to put a whole lot of plants there, but I'm just putting it there as a place to put it for now because I think that there are a few plants that I intend to get rid of in the long term and consolidate in my collection. So I will be moving things around in general, but that just seemed to be the best place to put it in the meantime. So yeah, I removed this plant to make room for some other plants that needed to leave the cabinet. So specifically, as you can see here, I moved my Philodendron verrucosum outside of the cabinet. Like officially, this is its new official spot. And I am genuinely in love with how this looks right here. Like I love that it fills up this vertical space. It looks great right next to the gigas. And so far it's been doing really, really well. I also moved some anthuriums out of the cabinet to kind of experiment with what that would be like. And I moved a couple of other items into the cabinet. So I kind of had some plants swap places. Again, we're just kind of experimenting and seeing what happens. So this is my Anthurium magnificum, which also needs to be watered. Actually, I think today's gonna be watering day for a lot of the plants in this room. It's been about a week so far and it's doing pretty well out here. I just kind of stuck it right here. And it gets like a little bit of light from the cabinet, a little bit of light from this grow light. It seems happy enough with that. I also brought my Anthurium crystallinum out, which again, I think also needs to be watered. It's not used to being in such low humidity compared to the cabinet. But already I've noticed, I feel like some of the leaves are starting to perk around and face the grow light, which again is really nice. And I would like to start training these leaves to all kind of face the same direction and look a little bit better than they do right now. What was here was actually my Alocasia odora variegata, I believe, which I did move into the cabinet, which I'll show you momentarily. I also stuck this Alocasia right here. It works pretty well. I moved the Jose Buono. It was up here and I moved it. You see, can you even see that? It's a little bit challenging to even see what you see. I moved this Jose Buono down here, which is a plant that I will probably move outside over the summertime to see. I'll give it like one more chance. And if it continues to not have any noticeable variegation, because like it has a couple of speckles I don't know if you can see that at all. But it has some very nondescript speckles that show up when the leaf is hardening off, but once it hardens off, they're gone. So, I don't know. I'm not totally in love with it. But for now, it's just kind of filling space, and that's one of the plants that I'm kind of considering moving along, getting rid of. I don't know how many more chances I'm gonna give it. I mean, it's a good grower, but like, the thing that I love about the Jose Bueno is its variegation. The leaf shape itself doesn't really do anything for me. Okay, as for the cabinet, I'm sorry, it's gonna be a little bit loud because I do not feel like bending down there and turning the fan off again. But I'm pretty sure, so I moved this Alocasia Frydek from this side over here more to in the middle, so it's kind of like the main presentation of the cabinet right now. I also moved up my philodendron halo micans to the second row here, which actually, look at that. It's actually growing in pretty well right now. Look at that. Like it's finally kind of like hitting its stride, because for a while it was looking really awkward on the pole, but I think that it's enjoying where it's at right now. As far as the Synthurium Dark Forgetii goes, I moved it in the corner, and I did end up collecting some pollen, which I'm not the expert on that if you want to know how to do it. I mean, I used tin foil and put it in a plastic baggie and then put that in the freezer and labeled it. I don't even know if that's the correct way to do it. I think I've just seen some people do that. So down here, I moved my jewel orchid to the bottom level here. I went ahead and moved my, like I said before, I think my Alocasia Adora Variegata also down here, just to experiment with seeing how it would do in the cabinet. I just, why not? It just fit the space nicely, and I feel like it would appreciate the extra humidity. And I kind of like rearranged things loosely around here, but yeah, those are the main differences. Oh, and here's an update on that leaf, by the way. Look. I think I showed this to you earlier. Actually, this is kind of nice. I get to update you on a few things like immediately a week later. But I am really excited to see how this leaf turns out because it's looking so good. This was the most recent one before that. And this right here, oh, let's see if I can remember off the top of my head. It's a hybrid. It's the Anthurium crystallinum crossed with Doriaki crossed with luxurians. Yeah, something like that. Oh, but look at it. It's definitely got like that luxuriance texture. Another thing of note is that I did spray down the plants in my cabinet with Arbor Bio insecticide, which it comes as a concentrate, which is downstairs, and I don't feel like going to get it. Maybe I'll find a picture of it online to show you what it looks like. But I've been using this to do some preventative treatment and to like generally kind of loosely treat for mealybugs. What I do is I swab the plant down with rubbing alcohol, just if I see any like actual mealies around. And this bioinsecticide is supposed to work well against a few specific pests, which include mealybugs. When people ask me like what I use to treat for pests, honestly, I tend to rotate things. Like I have some go-tos, which actually include like dish soap and rubbing alcohol and water and mixes like that to like immediately kill on contact a lot of pests. Like spider mites and mealybugs are the ones that I get the most often. But as far as pesticides and insecticides and miticides, I switch up what I use, which I think is maybe a good idea, just so that the pests don't build up resistance to the same thing that I'm using over and over again. So yeah, I switch it up, honestly. I just like Google pesticides, miticides, whatever, like if I decide to go that route, systemic granules, and I just try different brands at different times, and when I run out, I try out a different one. I don't really swear by any specific brand. Well, I hope that I pretty much got everything as far as updates go. Again, it's been a week, so I just like don't remember all of the changes that I made perfectly, but I think I got everything. No! Oh, gross. Are you joking? Speaking of mealybugs, I just spotted an atrocious infestation on this Alocasia. I can't believe I didn't notice it before, but I guess the mealies are like the same color as the plant. Oh, this is like the worst I've ever seen. Do you see that? I don't know if you can even make it out on camera, but it's disgusting. And I'm gonna just chop off this leaf and also promptly treat this. Oh my gosh. Last week I treated a ton of my plants and I thought that I got everything, but apparently I missed some. So again, I know what I'm doing this afternoon. I hate pests, but it happens to everyone, especially when you're busy and you don't always have time to like be looking over your plants 24/7. But wish me luck with the pests, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All those things are super helpful for my channel, and I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye!